And THE full part Beatla S-Fam. Let me remind you of something that brings peace the moment it truly sinks into your heart. God always goes before you. And THERALPANFL part Bilas Tam. He is never reacting to your life. He is already ahead of it. Before you ever face the problem, before the phone call, F-part BSTM, before the disappointment, before the fear crept in at night, Antashirail part Balestum. God had already seen it coming and prepared what you'd need to get through it. We often think we are waiting on God, that Pirayan full part Balestum, but many times God is waiting on us to trust what He has already arranged. We imagine Him trying to figure out our situation in real time, but that is not who God is. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He stands at the beginning and the end at the same time. While you are standing in confusion, God is standing in completion. While you are asking, how is this going to work out? God is saying, I already worked it out. There have been moments in my own life when I felt blindsided by circumstances, times when I honestly thought, I didn't see this coming, but God gently showed me that just I didn't see it coming doesn't mean He didn't. And not only did He see it, He made sure that grace, strength, wisdom, and favor arrived before I ever needed them. And I just had to recognize it. The Bible tells us that God makes a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Think about that imagery. And a wilderness is a place where nothing grows easily, where you feel lost and unsure of direction. A desert is dry, empty, and exhausting. Yet God doesn't for the wilderness to turn into a garden before He moves. He doesn't wait for the desert to become comfortable. He creates the way right there in the middle of the mess. That tells me their current environment does not limit God's ability to work. Sometimes we struggle because the way God prepares doesn't look like the way we imagined. We expect instant solutions. Dramatic breakthroughs and obvious signs, but God often works quietly. He lines up people, opens doors slowly, changes our hearts, and builds strength in us long before we notice anything happening on the outside. And because it's quiet, we assume nothing is happening. But just because you can't see preparation doesn't mean preparation isn't taking place. Fear has a way of convincing us that we are stuck, trapped, or falling behind. But fear lies. Fear only sees the obstacle. Faith trusts the God who already moved it. You may be standing at what looks like a dead end. But God never leads His children into a place where there is no exit. If you are there, it means the way exists. Even if it hasn't revealed itself yet. I want you to understand this deeply. God's provision is not dependent on your ability to figure things out. Your confusion does not cancel His plan. Your weakness does not delay His power. Your mistakes do not undo His preparation. God does not say, oh no, they messed up. Now I need a new plan. He already accounted for your humanity when He designed your future. So instead of waking up every day anxious about what might go wrong, learn to rest in this truth. God is already ahead of you today. He is already in that meeting. He is already in that conversation. He is already in that challenge. And because He goes before you, you can move forward with confidence, not because everything is easy, because everything is covered. When this truth becomes real to you, it changes how you live. You stop panicking. You stop rushing. You stop trying to control everything, and you start trusting. You start walking with peace instead of pressure. You start believing that even when you don't know the way, you know the one who does, and He has already been there. Faith has a way of asking us to move before everything feels safe, clear, or comfortable. That's where many people get stuck. When We say we trust God, but what we often mean is that we trust Him after He explains everything to us. ANTHE part, BLS system. Yet real faith doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Faith moves while questions are still unanswered and emotions are still unsettled. ANTHE part, BS system. There was a time when I thought faith meant feeling confident all the time. ANDTE part, blessed TSM. But I've learned that faith often feels like stepping forward with shaky knees and a determined heart. ANTE part, BLS TEM. It's choosing to obey God even when your mind is full of what ifs. Faith doesn't deny reality. All part, blessed TM. It simply refuses to let reality be the final authority over God's promise. ANTHE for all part, blessed TM. The Israelites at the Red Sea didn't see the path before they stepped toward it. ANTHE part, blessed TM. The water didn't part while they stood still analyzing the situation. It parted when they obeyed what God asked them to do. ANTHE all part, BS TM. That tells us something important. Movement often comes before miracles. We want God to show us the whole picture. ANTHE part, blessed TM. But He usually reveals the way one step at a time. So many people delay obedience because they want certainty. We say, God, ANTHE part, blessed THM. If you show me how this will end, then I'll move. But if God showed us everything at once, we wouldn't need faith. ANTHE part, blessed TM. We just need information. Faith grows when we learn to trust God with partial understanding and full surrender. ANTHE part, blessed TM. Feelings can be loud in these moments. Fear tells you that you're not ready. Doubt whispers that you might fail. ANTHE part, BS TOM. Past disappointments try to convince you that it's safer not to try at all. ANTHE part, BSST. But faith speaks louder than fear when you choose to listen to God instead of your emotions. Feelings change. ANTHE part, be less tame. But God's word remains steady. I've discovered that clarity often follows obedience, not the other way around. ANTHE part, BLSS TEM. Peace doesn't always come before the decision. Sometimes it comes after you take the step. Strength doesn't always show up in advance. And ANTHE part, blessed TM, rises as you move forward. God meets you in motion, not just in waiting. Faith also requires patience. ANTHE part, blessed TM. When you step out believing God, things don't always change overnight. There may be delays, resistance, part, BSS TM, or unexpected challenges along the way. But that doesn't mean you missed God. ANTHE part, BSTM, it means He is teaching you to trust Him beyond instant results. Faith is not proven by speed, it's proven by perseverance. ANTHE part, BLSPM. Every step of faith stretches you, and stretching can feel uncomfortable. But what stretches you also strengthens you. ANTHE part, BLS TM. God is far more interested in who you are becoming than in how quickly things turn around. When you walk by faith, you grow in maturity. ANTHE part, BLSM. Confidence and dependence on Him. So don't despise the small steps. Don't underestimate the quiet obedience that no one else sees. ANTHE part, blessed TM. Every time you choose trust over fear, you are walking deeper into what God has prepared, even when you don't see the outcome yet. ANTHE part, blessed TM. Faith assures you that God is faithful, and that is enough to keep moving forward. While we wait for God's timing, ANTHE part, blessed TM. It's easy to feel like nothing is happening, like we're stuck in a holding pattern, or like our prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. ANTHE part, blessed TM. But waiting is not inactivity. Waiting is not punishment. Waiting is preparation. While you are praying, God is arranging. And part, blessed TM. While you are hoping, God is orchestrating. While you are trusting, God is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. ANTHE part, bless TM. Your delay does not mean God's plan has failed. It often means that He is perfecting it. He is lining up resources, aligning hearts. ANTHE part, blessed TM, and creating opportunities that only He could know you would need. We live in a culture that demands instant results, instant answers. ANTHE part, BES and instant gratification. We want the solution yesterday. But God's timing is not bound by calendars, clocks, or our sense of urgency. ANTHE part, BSTSM. He sees the entire picture from start to finish. He knows the exact moment, the precise person. ANTHE part, blessed THM, and the perfect way to deliver what you need. And often the waiting period is where He builds your strength, refines your character. Andy, THERELLYPINFL PERT, blesses Tim and prepares your heart for the responsibility of the blessing. Some of us are hesitant to move forward because we feel unworthy. ANTERAILPFL part blesses Tassum, unprepared or afraid of failing. But God never calls the fully equipped, He equips the called. He does not wait for you to feel ready. RAILWALPFL part blesses Taim. He empowers you to step out even in your weakness. Every hesitation, every fear, every doubt is an opportunity to surrender more fully. ANTERAILWPFL part bless Tim to trust more deeply and to rely not on yourself but on His infinite wisdom and strength. It is easy to forget that obedience unlocks God's promises. Waiting can make us passive, but God is calling us to active trust. Stop rehearsing the things that could go wrong. Stop building mountains in your mind that don't exist in reality. Stop convincing yourself that you cannot move until every circumstance aligns perfectly. Your job is not to orchestrate every detail. Temp, your job is to step in faith where God has already prepared the way. When you choose to walk forward, even one small step at a time. And full part, bless STM. You create momentum, faith becomes practice. Trust becomes habit. Courage grows stronger. God meets you in motion. And part, bless Tam. He blesses the willingness to move even when fear and uncertainty try to hold you back. The path may be narrow. The journey may feel long. The obstacles may still appear formidable. PFL part, bless TAM. But none of that changes the truth that God has already cleared a way for you. Every action you take in obedience, and NFL, Pelpart Blustem. Every word of faith you speak, every decision to move forward, a declaration that God's promises are bigger than your doubts. Andy, THERELIPN, full part BLSTEM, louder than your fears, and more certain than your circumstances. You may not see the entire road, but you know the one who paved it. BSTM. You may not understand every twist and turn, but you can trust the guide who has walked it before you. So don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait till fear disappears or uncertainty is gone. Move forward with the confidence that God's plan is already in place. Walk with boldness, speak hope aloud. And refuse to let hesitation dictate your steps. Take the step you've been avoiding. Reach for the opportunity you've been fearing. And part B is Tom. Trust God enough to obey even in the middle of doubt. The way is ready. The blessings are ready. The breakthrough is ready. Pay NFL part. STM God has already gone before you, prepared every detail, and equipped you to walk confidently into what He has promised. And NFL part bless come. Your responsibility is simple yet profound. Move. Step forward. Trust. Walk in the way He has already made.